The IPTI process enables you to enjoy safe, low-risk driving. There are 4 key steps in the IPTI process: identify, predict, decide, and the IPTI process is an organized system of seeing, thinking, and responding to what you encounter on the roadway. The first step of the IPTI process is to identify. Watch the yellow car driving down this residential street. What can you identify that might affect your path of travel? You should have identified a child playing with a ball, a car in the driveway, an oncoming car, and a road repair barricade. Also, the parked van causes a line of sight restriction that can block your view. When you search, you need to identify anything that could affect your path of travel: other roadway users, roadway conditions, traffic controls, and line of sight restrictions. Now let's look at the scene you just saw again, this time with only one hazard, using an orderly visual search pattern to identify clues in and around your intended path of travel. This time you will view this scene from the driver's seat. First, look ahead to your target area to identify anything that might affect your path of travel. Look for changes in your line of sight and path of travel. Notice that your left front zone is closed by the oncoming car, and that your right front zone is closed by the parked cars and van. Once again, look ahead to check your target area. Glance in your rearview mirror to check your rear zone. When you are in your 4 to 6 second range, check your front zone. Search to the left and to the right. Look ahead again to evaluate the 12 to 15 second range. Glance at your rearview mirror to check the rear zones. Check your speedometer and gauges occasionally. Then repeat this visual search pattern continually as you move forward. The second step of the IPTI process is to predict. Once you have identified a possible hazard, you should predict how it might affect your intended path of travel. Watch the yellow car driving down this residential street. What do you predict can affect your path of travel? Now let's look at this situation again to see how the collision could be avoided. This time we will view the scene. To avoid the collision, you would identify a parked van restricting your line of sight and closing your right front zone. You would predict that a parked vehicle might pull out into your path of travel. You need to evaluate your zones to predict what action to take. You see that your left front zone is not open because of the oncoming car. Then you check to see if your rear zone is open. After you have made these predictions, what should you do next? The third and fourth steps of the IPTI process are to decide and execute. You will need to decide what action to take and then carry it out. Maintain or change speed, change direction, or communicate, or any combination of these actions. If you decide to slow down, you will execute by releasing the accelerator and then applying the brake. If your left front zone is open, you might decide to execute by steering into lane position 2. Sometimes you may also decide to communicate to others and execute by motioning to the other driver to proceed. Now you have learned how to use the IPTI process to identify, predict, decide, and the scene from the driver's point of view. Later, you will learn how to apply this process to other situations.